First, Archie Macpherson with Sports Scene.
Good evening. This was Cup tie day in Scotland, and we decided to follow the fortunes of the little Highland League club Inverness Thistle, who surprisingly beat Kilmarnock in the last round. Now, I was up in Inverness this week for a couple of days filming, and I was aware not of apprehension but bustling excitement as they prepared to come down to Glasgow to play the mighty Celtic. Except that there was one man missing, 16-year-old Les Fridge, their goalkeeper. He was down training with Chelsea under the eye of Peter Bonetti, one of the great English goalkeepers, because they do expect this young man, who's the Scotland youth goalkeeper, to be marvellous. So our cameras looked closely at him before kick-off to find out if, at 16 years of age, he showed any trace of nerves.
Well, he certainly doesn't look it, does he? Not at all, goalkeeper, as the game gets going. And quite clearly, everybody here at Parkhead, bar a small bunch from up north, think that Celtic will coast comfortably into the next round. Although, having been beaten last week, I don't think Davy Hay, the manager, has let anything other than a hard game get into his mind. Talking about being hard, the pitch is like concrete, not at all surprising. It looks good from here, but it is very, very hard. Johnston, the run through by Probin, down to Johnston, and there's the goalkeeper in action right away. And that was a wicked, wicked shot to get early in a cup tie, away from home at a tender age, but he did get his body behind it, and maybe the teaching of Peter Bonetti this week had an influence on that. McGray trying to put it round the side, and so obvious that the Inverness Thistle defence could run round, pick it off. Alistair Black was there for them. McGray picked up by Fridge, and I think he really is going to be a very busy teenager today. Flicked on there by Jim Oliver. That's offside. Yes. Nice, neat little move by Thistle, and they'll want that taken again. Two mixed days playing today for Celtic, and young Peter Grant is back at number 4. He had a great start to the season, then rather faded off. He had injury as well, of course. Ooh, that's a free kick, and down went Black. Very crude tackle by Danny McGrain. Rather eager to get on, he was, the physio. There is Peter Grant, the young man I was talking about, teenager, and with a great future, desperate, I think, to establish himself again for the rest of the season. Well, in fact, the referee's having word with the physiotherapist about the way he entered the field. He was very brusque with the way he came into that. I think he was probably annoyed by Danny McGrain's tackle. There is Black, longest serving player in the club. Skinner. Well, it's a dangerous looking ball. Could that be in? Oh, that was a great effort there by Jim Oliver. And that, I would have to say, after about 8 minutes, is probably the clearest cut chance in the game. Jim Oliver, ex-Dundee United, Wigan and Montrose, recently signed for the club for the second time. It is a draftsman to trade. Mugabe, that's a better ball. Proven. Mugabe must score, he does. 1-0 for Celtic, right through the goalkeeper. And that near miss seconds ago has stung Celtic into the most positive retaliation. Good understanding with Proven, and the goalkeeper down on that hard surface, no chance with that shot. Mugabe has put Celtic in the lead. And now David Proven. Will he take him on? He does, to the line. And that, I think, is a goal kick. Do you think David Proven doesn't agree with that? Bad, cumbersome challenge. Pierre O'Leary. Brother of Dave O'Leary, and here Black. Trying to go through, and that run, and tremendous blow straight in the face. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alistair Black. Stay, that's a beautiful looking ball, should be touched back. Corner kick. Black, I think, is still out. He's just getting up now. Swung in there by Mugabe and taken away well by Milroy. That was Billy Sanderson, neat, dapper-looking player, and our number 6, Mike Andrew. He wasn't quite so neat and dapper with that. Neither was Mudder McLeod. Sanderson fights very hard for it. Yes, push on Morris Johnson. Danny McGrain. Next day, does he get the shot? And it is. 2-0. Goalkeeper thinking he wasn't protected enough, but that was a very good shot. Difficult bounce of the ball, and a highly skilled way in which he kept that down, whizzed past the goalkeeper. Couldn't quite get it away, and up to the edge of the box, and that, yes, free kick, hands. Now, what could the wee side do with the first set piece near the Celtic goal? So here we go with this free kick. Oliver is there, so is Black, and Hay. They do a bit of dumming, and Oliver goes through the wall and up high. And at least they had prepared a move in advance. Might well have come off, but for that rather loose final execution. Well, not too bad for Inverness Thistle. Celtic got these 2 goals, but at this stage they don't look like swamping the side, however. Conditions, that's it. You really can't play football properly in a day like this, not on a pitch as hard as this. Like a push by McAdam. The referee just waves play on, and there is Danny McGrain on a fairly useful run. If he can keep it, and he can't. Well, there is Danny, still going strong. If ever a man deserves to make something out of football, is Danny. Totally devoted to the game. Always has been. Back to the side. McStay. Well, Milroy couldn't pick it up. He does now. Ooh, Grant. They don't seem to want to follow through well on this surface. I think it must be a kind of instinctive fear of stubbing the foot, the toes, on this concrete they're playing on. Oliver. No free kick, just a stumble, and away goes Paul McStay. Easily cut off that. Robin. Can he get it inside? Johnston, yes! 3-0. An almost perfect header. That is the very play the Celtic supporters wanted to see from David Probin. Free running, flowing, excellent ball, and that piercing header by Johnson on the half hour, 3-0. O'Leary. Milroy. Probin. Yes, hands, free kick to Celtic. There goes Johnson. Took that well. So a little bit of skill there. Drags the player towards him. Run forward by McStay. That might have been touched. It's put back and hooked away by Milroy. Now Grant. Look at the clutter in the penalty area. McAdam, great save. Well, the professional Scotland youth goalkeeper showing his style that time. That was a delicate lob by Mother McLeod, and all credit to the young goalkeeper stretching up. It shows you the great spring he has. Looked like a push, and he gets it again. I think the youngster will have enjoyed that last minute. The two most positive saves he's made yet, and I'm delighted for him. Alistair Black, and a good tackle as McGrain whips it away, but it's out of play. We're now into injury time of this first half. And there it goes, half-time. Celtic leading by 3-0. As I said earlier, not at all a surprising result at half-time. Just for spells, Inverness Thistle looked as if they might just irritate Celtic earlier on in the game, but it never developed. McGarvey making sure of that, and 8.5 minutes with that opening goal. And then a fine goal, very executed with a great finesse by Paul McStay for the second one. And how about that for Jock Stein this weekend, thinking about his squad as Maurice Johnson put that away with his head to make it 3-0 at half-time. Well, we'll see over the next 10 minutes or so whether Celtic in the second half will go for the kill or just coast along. I would imagine they're not going to try to humiliate this team. With more respect for them than that. Although the supporters want goals and want to go for them. Robin right over the top of it. Garvey, what a bounce. Oh dear. Must be very hard down there. O'Leary. That's a good one. McLeod. He'll try the shot. Well blocked. Here's Peter Grant. Flicked out. Johnson wants to hold on to it. Just a bit too fussy with it. Oliver. Well, it would be nice to see this team scoring a goal. I mean, Celtic are already in the quarter-finals. Touch back. McGarvey can't get round to it. Oh, was it over? No, it wasn't. Well, there we are. They're not downhearted at all. The team 3 goals behind and in the sunshine, and I suppose that makes it a little better for them. The conditions out there are distinctly cold, but in the sun, not so bad. Thistle massing the players in the penalty area again for the cross, and once again, may not be the most inventive play, but they get behind the ball and they push it anywhere when Celtic get near the penalty box. Proven. Easily whipped away. That should be pushed back to the keeper, but untidily. I think it may have gone over, it did. Not a bad one, and that's off the bar. Good header again. Boris Johnson behind it. Not the tallest of men, but he gets up well. Good spring, natural spring. Here's McLeod. Game seems to be in a rut. All it is Celtic going to the penalty area, and the ball being kicked back out with unremitting predictability. That's Archdeacon. No. Very tight. And it goes to McStay. Great play! Yes! That was a marvellous goal. At any level of football, that deserves a standing ovation. Look how clinically that was executed. That's McGarvey. Couldn't get past again as Mulroy stood right in his path. Corner kick with Archdeacon taking it. There's a header, and it's a good save. 16-year-old goalkeeper showing that he does have quick reflexes. Yes, difficult one in a hard surface to get down and kill the bounce and turn it away. It's another Archdeacon corner. Boris Johnson. Very crowded. Still not in. And that's a very good save again. And the Celtic supporters warming to the young man. Reaching right up for it. Although, mark you, Celtic should have put it away long before then. That's a corner kick. Well, that's Thistle's first corner of the match. Well, now, I think they would be in raptures if they could put it away. Well, that's not a bad ball, you know. Oh. They really deserved the goal there. That was a good effort by Thistle. I think the flight of the ball deceived Latchford, who's been very cold all afternoon. He's had nothing to do, and it's difficult. And as it was put back, the bounce more than anything else came to Celtic's rescue. That was Alistair Black. Now, Archdeacon. He's looked quite enterprising since he came on. McStay. Archdeacon took it well. Well, he's well covered though. McGrain. On to McAnally. That's a very high one. Johnson gets a header in again. Oh. What a magnificent leap that time. Absolutely impeccable timing. Right above everybody else. The goalkeeper thought it was going past, and it wasn't. Oh, bit of reticence in the penalty area, and standing in the ball to boot. Well, here's the break. Black tending to go diagonally though. Oliver lays it off, and too many Celtic players are there. Celtic simply do not want to concede a single goal, even though they are miles in front. There's a good move by McStake, and he put it away, yes. Carving his way right through his hat-trick, and he's deserved it. He's been the most highly skilled player on the field. 5-0. It's very difficult to go through on a surface like that, but he kept his head, kept the eminent control, stabbing it away. I'm not sure if this is part of the rescue party, but Thistle limping slightly. Can't say that about Thistle. 5-0 down. They're not limping. They've tried all the way. I think the referee realises that the game is virtually up, so he's not going to bother stopping the play because of the dog on there. McLeod. That was a latish tackle, and Robin seemed to hurt his arm for some reason. McLeod with the shot. It's there. Number 6, struck with great ferocity, and Les Bridge, oh, he tried very hard to get down quickly. The speed of the ball beating him. Virtually on the final whistle. 6-0. There it goes, the final whistle, and the Celtic players sportingly ensuring that they're shaking hands with everybody on the side. Good contest for the Highland League team. And Paul McStay taking the trouble to go and congratulate the goalkeeper.
There we are, the final score is 6-0. When they look back through the record books and have a look at that, it may appear that Inverness were humiliated. Nothing of the kind. They played pluckily right to the end, and indeed out there in the stands and terracings, the Celtic supporters stayed on to give them a rousing farewell. Certainly a plucky performance by little Inverness. Mark Hugh, the most outstanding feature of the day to me was the form of Paul McStay. Okay, many people might say the opposition was maybe not top class, but his goals were absolutely superb. You saw them for yourselves. It looks as if he's in right fettle for the game in Spain. Biggest shock of the day, of course, was Dundee for the second year running, knocking Rangers out of the cup. The only goal of the game scored by John Brown in 9 minutes, and apparently he was a star, and despite many Rangers onslaughts on their goal, they withstood it, and they are through to the next round. And the quarter-finals were drawn in our studios this afternoon, and it came out like this. St Mirren at home to Dundee United. Dundee against Celtic, and you will recall, of course, that Dundee beat Celtic 2-0 last week. Brechin or Hearts, and by the way, Hearts were 1 goal behind in the second half against Brechin today. They fought back, and they got the draw, and they play Aberdeen. The winners of that tie plays Aberdeen. I think if Hearts win, then Tynecastle will be filling over. Meadowbank or Motherwell, that game wasn't played today against Forfar. That's interesting ties. St Mirren against Dundee United, Dundee against Celtic, Brechin or Hearts against Aberdeen, Meadowbank or Motherwell against Forfar. Well, last night, viewers down south saw a game live, the game between Blackburn and Manchester United. A very interesting game, a very important one for Ron Atkinson, the Manchester United manager, because many people are saying if he doesn't win anything for them this season, then off he goes. That might be a bit harsh, but I think he's got that at the back of his mind. Well, let's see how it eventually turned out, and the commentator is Barry Davis.
Olsen. Nobody there. Oh, and what a slip! Oh, what a disaster! Stricken the scorer, but poor Rathbone. Oh dear, there was absolutely no danger from the initial header from Whiteside. Somehow Rathbone lost his position, lost his footing, and Strachan really took full advantage. Whiteside galloping to the right. And inside for Hughes. Now he punched outside or inside or played the player or what. Mr. Courtney has pointed at the spot. Saw that as a punch on the on-rushing Hughes. 9 from 12 he's got for United up to this point, Strachan. And it's 9 from 13. Whiteside. McGrath saw it early. Good pace, good control. Or was it? Yes, it was. It was bouncing horribly for him.
Gordon, first of all, a reaction to the result.
I thought it was a tremendous workmanlike performance. Attitude was 110% tonight. The boys were really good.
Obviously, Rathbone's misfortune, standing on the ball as he did, but you seemed to make your mind up instantly what to do.
Not instantly, because I seen Norman to my left. I think it was Big Norman. I seen the goalie was off the line, so I thought I might as well give it a bash because it's early in the game. You might as well try something like that.
In fact, you hit it with the outside of the foot, didn't you?
Outside my right foot, because if it was my left foot, I would have probably stumbled in it.
But you didn't have long to think about that, and perhaps, conversely, you had too long to think about the penalty in the second half.
Yeah, I had a wee while to think about it. I was going to score, but John Gidman came up before the penalty and says, you better miss it because if you and millions will probably have their entertainment spoiled if I score at this stage.
You did it for the fans in the armchairs, did you?
Yes. Paul McGrath kept it at the perfect time, 30 seconds to go.
Now, you can joke about it, but in fairness, I think you've only scored, what is it now, 1 out of the last 5 penalties that you've taken for Manchester United.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
It's not a very good record.
It's not very good, no. I'll need to think about that now. It's a part of my game I need to think about.
What happened?
I missed that. No, I seen the big goalie going down. I was going to head to the right-hand side, which I did, obviously, but I seen the big goalie going down. I was trying to get it up a bit further, same type of penalty as I scored against Eindhoven, but went just a wee bit too far.
It was well high.
Yeah, I had to go look for another ball there. They brought in another ball. I knew it was a bad miss, but didn't think it was that bad.
Ron Atkinson has just said, actually, in the corridor, but you still take the penalties, so you're still happy to keep on taking them, are you?
He's a big lad, I'm not going to argue with him.
While the wee man knows his P's and Q's, he's trying to pick somebody his own size. He should perhaps look at Sabutio. By the way, before we finish, can I thank the Inverness people for giving me this tie. They presented me with it when I was up at the film unit, and they said, we dare you to wear it at Celtic Park, even though some people might accuse you of bias. Well, they didn't, because Desmond White saw it, and they said, I thought it was very sporting of you to do it. I'll treasure this for a long time. Well, that's all, except that we heard that somebody coming out of the park was asked what the score was by somebody passing along who hadn't been at the game. He was told 6-0, and he said, who for? That's what I like about Glasgow. Good night.